Hey guys, John here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited because today we're checking out the new Friedman Jake E Lee 50 tube amplifier head. I mean, it's a Friedman, it's red, it sounds awesome, what's not to love? Let's start right away with a rockin' demo track. Take a listen. Alright, that sounded awesome. That was my Schecter Solo II Custom straight into the amplifier on channel 2, which is the Jake E Lee drive channel, with the pull gain enabled for a little bit more extra juice. And I love the character that this amp has in the mix. I love the texture, I love the mid-range frequencies, the low-end tightness, the amount of gain that the amp has, and everything. Alright, so the Jake E Lee 50 amp by Friedman Amplification. What a cool amp. I think in the past, Friedman also released a sort of limited 100 watt version of this amplifier. They also released the Jake E Lee 20, so like a little cute lunchbox amplifier similar to my Double J Junior over there. And in conjunction with the 50 watt tube amplifier head, they also released the little floor preamp. But yeah, this is the 50 watt version with two EL34s in the power section, I presume. And I absolutely love this thing. When I took it out of the box last week and I plugged it in, immediately I was like, damn, this sounds good. It was just such a joy to play through this amplifier and I couldn't stop. So it's very inspiring to play. Obviously, Dave Friedman, the man behind Friedman, is a legend. He's a genius and he knows how to make some cool amplifiers for sure. And he also knows how to pick some wonderful signature artists for his amps, that's for sure. Yeah, this is basically my first ever full-sized Friedman amplifier, and I'm super excited about it. It's not an overly complicated amplifier. It has two channels, the Plexi channel, that's channel 1, and the Jake E Lee drive channel, that's channel 2. We have a shared 3-band EQ. On the old 100 watt amp, each channel has its own EQ. With this amp, it's shared, which is totally fine. And I guess you could say that if channel 1 is a Plexi style channel with less gain, channel 2 is more of an 800 channel with more gain. And then with the pull control on the gain knob on channel 2, you can get even more gain, which is awesome. More gain is always a good thing. And then each channel also has a 3-position bright switch, which is awesome. And as usual with bright switches, when you turn up the gain, the effect of those switches becomes less obvious and more subtle. As if that wasn't enough, on the back of the amp, of course, we have an effects loop and a thumb and a presence control for extra tonal shaping, which is something that I really like. Especially with like British style amplifiers, thumb or resonance controls aren't often a thing, so it's great that they added it with this amplifier. But yeah, obviously Jake E Lee is a legendary guitar player who played with Ozzy in the 80s and more. And he has a good taste in amplifiers because, as I've said multiple times in this video already, this thing sounds so awesome. So in today's video, we're going to explore this amplifier, see what it can do, and just have a bunch of fun. And then later in the video, I'm also going to just jam through the amplifier, twist some knobs through my real ENGL 4x12 cabinet mic'd up with an SM57. So in the intro track, you heard the amplifier with the maximum amount of gain that it has, which is more than enough for your standard rock, classic rock, and everything in between. And in the rest of the video, we're going to explore this amplifier from clean all the way up to extreme metal. And this was a little bit surprising to me, but this amp does it all really well. So it's way more versatile than you might think. All right, so in the intro track, you heard channel 2, the Jake E Lee drive channel. Now we're going to check out the Plexi channel with the gain cranked, and I'm going to use my ESP LTD Phoenix 1000 Deluxe with the Fat Cat by Seymour Duncan in the neck and the Custom in the bridge. So a low gain classic tone basically. We're going to start off with neck pickup and then move to the bridge pickup for some rock strummed hard on the guitar. I think the bright position will be set to the maximum position, which for the gainy tones is always my preferred sound. Okay, let's check out how that sounds. Take a listen. That sounded great. So yeah, kind of like a vintage Plexi tone, but a bit more refined, if you ask me, which is a good thing because real Plexis can be sort of hard to play sometimes and very raw. And this one just felt a lot better to play through, in my opinion. Now let's try something else. Now I want to try a broken up clean tone, also on channel 1 with the gain a little bit lower and the bright switch set to the left position. So the middle position is basically the darkest, then the left position is brighter, and then the right position is even brighter. So we're going to set it to the left and use my new Ibanez FTM33 Stoneman Meshuggah 8-string on the neck pickup. Maybe it's a surprising guitar, but it sounds great for cleans. And I want to try the effects loop as well. So we're going to put a Walrus Audio Fundamentals reverb in the loop for a little bit of ambience. Okay, let's go ahead and take a listen. Check it out. Great, that sounded awesome. So you can play beautiful cleans with an 8-string guitar as well. All right, so in terms of the gain that this amp has to offer without a pedal up front, I think we've covered the amp nicely already. So now I want to get some more modern tones. I want to try some metal with my Schecter E1 Apocalypse Red Rain with the USA Schecter pickup, the Apocalypse pickup in the bridge. And I'm going to go to channel 2 again with the pool gain on, so more gain. And this time we're going to use my Maxon OD808 to give the amp a bit of an extra kick. Make it sound more gainy and more tight and more modern, basically. Let's see how that sounds. Check it out. Sweet, so this amplifier with the boost up front can sound pretty modern. And I really like how the mids take up such a great space in the mix. It's not scooped at all. The mids are very round and very 3D sounding, even with this modern metal stuff, which, yeah. And it sounds unique too, so that's also a great thing. And I really like the pool gain on channel 2 because, you know, for those modern tones, an extra kick is sometimes required. And that's something that I really don't enjoy about a standard 800, so to speak. It doesn't really have enough gain for my taste usually. And then with a boost pedal up front, of course, you can saturate the amp even further. Now I want to try some alternative or emo metal or whatever with active pickups. So we're going to check out my ESP LTD EC1000T CTM with the EMG 57 in the bridge. And now I'm going to use the Boss Super Overdrive in front to give it more tightness, more gain, and a bit of an extra kick. All right, take a listen. Sweet. So even with active pickups, this amp sounds super, super awesome. Now I want to try something crazy. I want to try my new Ibanez M8M Meshuggah 8-string, the custom shop. And it's the first time that I'm using this on the channel as well. I think it's a great guitar and I really wanted to try it through this amplifier. Now for the boost, I'm going to use my Lichtlaerm Audio Aesahaettr boost, which I think will be an excellent match. So, can this amplifier do really modern and heavy 8-string tones? I'm not sure, but we're going to try it right now. Check it out. Okay, the amp handled that really well. That was a surprise, but a very pleasant surprise indeed. Damn, this amp sounds good. I really wasn't sure if this amp would be able to handle super modern high gain tones, but with a boost pedal up front, it does it extremely well. Okay, so now I want to give you guys a very raw idea of how this amp sounds and how all the controls react. So the EQ, the gain controls, the bright switches, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to grab my Schecter Solo II Custom again. We're going to hook up the amp into my ENGL 4x12 XXL cabinet with the V30s, mic it up with an SM57, and just play some simple chords and simple riffs and some licks here and there, so you guys can get an idea of how this amplifier sounds through my cabinet and how all the controls react. Okay, take a listen. That was absolutely wonderful. So, in case it's not overly obvious yet, I really like this amplifier. Sounds awesome, especially for the classic tones, for the clean tones. It sounds wonderful. It's more flexible than your standard British amplifier with the bright switches, the 2 channels, and the pull gain on the channel 2 gain control, as well as the thumb control on the back. Love that. If you want to play modern metal through this thing, you definitely can, but you will need a boost up front. So it's kind of like a hot rodded 70s or 80s style metal and rock amplifier, so more classic voiced, but with some nice modern twists. And the overall sound and voicing is just great. It feels great to play through, and it sounds so good in a mix. And on top of that, it's red. It looks absolutely awesome, so it's going to look really cool in my rack since I don't really have any other amps that have this color. Absolutely love this thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did. Thanks a lot to the folks at Boutique Amp Distribution for sending this over. Really appreciate it. Check out my affiliate links below for Thomann and Sweetwater if you want to get one of these amps for yourself. Also hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. I really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this new Friedman amp head. I'd love to know your thoughts. And of course, follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.